Hi Leo, this is Heather with Twin Flame Blue-Ray Tarot. This is your monthly reading for April of 2022. How is everyone doing? How are you feeling? It's no secret in my other videos. I adore my Leos, so glad to connect with you all this month. I'm using the Archangel Power Tarot for you. They keep switching. I'm glad they do. My guides keep switching up the cards a little bit. These have been so far the fire sign cards. Hopefully I can get these all on screen. Keep moving my setup around and hopefully this won't be a video some point in the future, but I'm glad at least I can just do the readings so you can see the cards. And, oh, nice. Fives, lots of big flipping energy and changes for Leos right now. And Knight of Swords keeps coming up. Communication, oh, for all of you too. It's come up for at least a couple of the other signs so far. And get my OCD self to stop moving the cards around. I will get on with the reading. Hopefully you can hear me better. I keep telling people I have a microphone that I didn't realize I had for my earbuds, so I'm using that now. Let me know how audio is if you would like. One by one I'm getting better with my audio visual stuff for the readings. I am not good with technology, but I love creative stuff, so I love putting all of this stuff together. I swear I've worked behind the scenes as a movie production person in a past life. So I do love doing the videos and getting them all just right. So we'll be working on that. Oh, you got the Lovers. Okay. So I guess I'm diving right in. I had a bunch of things that I was telling the other signs, but if you want to go back and watch some of the other videos or cross watch for Sun, Moon, Rising, or cross watchers, feel free. I'm going to try and get these videos up as quickly as possible. So let's get into this, I guess. Being pushed to get there and just get them out finally. They will be either at the end of however many upload, end of the first or on the second. Hopefully I can get them all done by then. Six of Cups. Okay. Leos are feeling the love, whether it's from your divine counterpart or having fun dating, because you've got bookends. You've got the Six of Cups and you've got the Lovers over here. So, and then Hierophant card, which is divine guidance in the Archangel deck. In the upright even. And I think this is the Devil card traditionally. So again, releasing, this feels for the Leos, a lot of releasing of old habits, things you're tied to that were not good for you. It's okay. I haven't seen this before. New things jump out in the cards for different readings. So I've never seen, this is a rose garden, but most of the rose buds are closed. It's like you're getting ready to rebloom in a new big way. So facing fears and things that come up, but it's all in divine guidance. It's all being divinely guided. It's very beautiful energy. It's like being held by the universe through a lot of this. It feels, well, I guess this would make sense with my assessment of, I've never officially studied astrology under anyone, but I've always said Leos, even Leo women, are Leo women are the most masculine, meaning the most driven to accomplish things in this lifetime of any of the zodiac signs that I've seen. So it feels like a very masculine reading, but it makes sense that you would be. Here's all this fiery energy down here. Even the Knight of Michael is represented by a woman in this deck. So, yeah, it's a very masculine energy. Oh, the Knight of Gabriel, Knight of Wands, is also represented by a woman in this deck. So it's making sense because I'm like, are there a lot of masculines watching this? I don't think so. This is definitely the Leo feminines that feel like they're watching more, but very strong energy. But you all are going through so much that it feels more muted than I've ever felt you before. And Leos obviously have their softer side, they have their downtime, much needed, that they take for sure. But this feels like you're going through so much change and some kind of turmoil emotionally. The new beginnings, which is the Judgment card, which is things or people coming back around in your life. And then right next to that, no wonder, is the Three of Swords in reverse. So whereas in other readings we've had a very strong streak of the masculine in here, this is a very feminine, divine feminine, but very masculine energy focused for the whole reading is what it feels like. So to backtrack, where was I? Let's just go with this is the heartache, heartbreak, betrayal card, the Three of Swords, with it feels like karmics, feels like people from the past coming back around. Leos would not typically be, some of them could be, but Leos are not typically the sign to sit around and wait for the twin flame to come back. They're going to be out in the world, dating, seeing soulmates, karmics, whoever else comes in. They're not going to sit around and wait for, twiddle their thumbs and wait for their masculine to come back, so to speak. Not that any of us are sitting idly because we're always doing our work, but it's a very fast forward Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords, fast forward movement. We're not getting the typical Chariot card in reverse, which we've gotten in almost every reading, to me representing where the masculine is at right now. It's like the universe, I've said, is like sitting on them. Even though the Chariot card, they want to run, they want to go, they want to move very quickly, the universe is like putting a press on them to like sit there and feel their feelings. This is, well, of course, Leos, you are the sun of your own solar system, so everything is revolving around you. So very interesting that this is coming up as a you-centric reading, not divine counterpart necessarily reading, although it's bookended by like big love and love energy. It's always there, it's always pinging in your mind, but you're still moving forward very much. So it's interesting, okay, to see how the different signs incarnate and what their different, not just different paths at different moments, because there's always transits astrologically, but it's interesting to see why we are incarnated into different signs in the zodiac. And Leo is, as a twin flame or divine counterpart or light worker, whoever is watching this, but I would assume as divine feminines, a lot of them probably watching, that you're still out there being your powerhouse selves while you're dealing with all of this stuff in the process of transforming and going through some dark night of the soul stuff, but still really being, it's like the universe pops you back out into the world and holds you through the different parts of your journey and almost doesn't give it to you all at once always. I'm sure that it's hit very hard at times because we always process in different stages. But let me know in the comments. Also give this a thumbs up at any point if it's resonating, just to kind of let me know how people are feeling about these monthly readings still. But yeah, I'm curious to know from, especially from you guys after reading some of this energy so far, how you felt your journey has been, because personally as like a Pisces sun, Aries moon, Virgo rising for me, I know how my journey has been plotted out. I have a Sagittarius North Node. This is a very Sagittarius card, or can be Leo in this case. But I'm supposed to be doing the Pisces Sagittarius channeling thing and being a reader and all of that. That was in no uncertain terms. But you guys look like you're out in your careers, like out in the corporate world, out, going like gangbusters. But I'd be curious to know who's been, because some twins I know that are, especially fire signs, are left out in their daily jobs, and that's what they're supposed to be doing, and then they do videos or help counsel or whatever on the side. It feels like a lot of Leos are very much out in the sunshine, out in the world, out being leaders and having that energy of divine counterparts, twin flames, light workers lead the way, still out in kind of more mainstream energy to influence that way. So, and then I'm curious to know if any of you have been led more towards healing professions, or what the consensus is on that. I'd be very curious to hear. But that makes sense with, I keep referring back to Twinfinity, Rob and Angie on YouTube, who have told their whole story from many years ago. They're both fire signs. She's an Aries, he's a Leo, and they're both in their jobs still, like doing what they were doing before their whole transformation process started. So I'm planning on putting a book together at some point, and this is just something that has popped into my head while I was doing your reading, to eventually maybe incorporate into the twin flame journey type books, or just for my own gathering of information as I do readings for other twin flames even. If this is, again, it is the case because I can feel it, but what twists and turns your personal journey may have taken, because, okay, here's eight, as I'm talking about this, 8 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands. 8 of Pentacles is in reverse, and typically in the upright, this is the day-to-day routine, making money. This is the card of the 3 of Wands, recognition, and kind of like promotions, growth, committing to the next higher stage of your journey, usually to me with career. But this going into reverse is curious, because if you're dealing with all of this other stuff with the devil card energy coming up, where you're having to release a lot. I can't even talk about it. My throat's closing up. Release a lot of things. Internally, it could be disrupting the day-to-day a little bit, not enough to throw you off your game, because you're still successful, you're still out there leading the way, leading the charge. But yeah, this first row is kind of someone or something coming back around, or coming back to the surface to be looked at. Old heartache, heartbreak, betrayal stuff coming out. Some of you could be more fresh, but could be stuff from the past, because here's this, coming back around energy from the Judgment card. Disruption to, or disturbance in the force, the flow, the day-to-day energy with typical work stuff. And then again, major arcana cards having to deal with internal processes. And again, still being guided and held from the universe. This could also be, can also be marriages, but I'm getting like divorce with these 3 cards coming up together. And then opening the way for new communication coming in from a divine counterpart, or even a karmic or a soulmate. It feels like a better energy than just a karmic. And then the Lovers card, which is to me, sacred partnership. Again, can be marriage. So it's a whole, you guys go through it, fire signs especially, and go through your stuff so quickly. It's like you go through chapter after chapter after chapter where it could be new relationships at each turn for you, even if you're a divine counterpart for someone. Whereas a lot of us, especially like a water sign, I hang back. You guys are still out in the world processing through. So again, it's a very different and interesting counterpoint to some of us on the journey. So, and I know I have a Sagittarius friend. Oh, she might be watching this. Hello. Who is out in the world doing her thing too, very much so. And this is all, it's like doing all of that is still clearing the way for, we're all doing it in different ways, but it's clearing the way for communication to come in from the person that you're really wanting to hear from, even though you keep them in the back of your mind as much as possible, because this is really still what's in your heart of hearts with the Lovers. Okay. And back to the beginning here, the new beginnings, which is someone coming back around, and to look at it at a different angle than just a soulmate person, love, and all of that being in the mix. It feels like multiple, well, you guys would have multiple admirers anyway, being yourselves and being out in the world. Could be an old soulmate who's bringing up all of this energy to help you clear. But at the same time, it does feel like new communication from your divine counterpart and from possibly a karmic as well. So could be you that's wanting to really, continue with your journey with work or whatever, and use that as your escape to not have to always deal with this. It's good if it's a balance, but it's still coming up to be dealt with. But it does feel like kind of a balance. Even if you feel out of control or out of balance, this energy, especially with the Devil card, can make you feel very off balance when these things are coming to the surface. But you're still charging ahead in your 3D life. And again, the universe could be really putting you through it so it feels like you're not accomplishing as much in 3D, but you actually are. It just feels wonky because from what I've seen, holding so much masculine energy for the Leo women, that driven yang energy is what I'm talking about. Not that you're not completely feminine, because you are. If that's here we go, having to be politically correct, and I don't mean to step on anyone's toes, because twin flames come in all shapes, sizes, sexual orientation, same-sex partners, but if you are divine feminine and identify as fully feminine, it's like you still are, but still using this drive to kind of push ahead through your successes in life. But the universe is just throwing you all these curveballs. I think I got a little sidetracked in my sentence there, but yeah, you're still pushing ahead. You're still doing what you need to be doing. You're not going to let anything derail you. And sometimes we do get thrown curveballs. And it really feels like I'm seeing here, like things are wonky, but you're still getting there in the end, and you're still getting through your spiritual stuff, is what I keep calling it, but lessons and all of that clearing in the end. Yeah, it does feel like a cog in the wheel. This is the card. It's in reverse, though. To me, this is the card for Pentacles. Someone or something making work flow difficult. This is the universe with you. So that, yeah, you definitely feel like there's a disruption to your day-to-day life. That's what I was going to say, holding masculine energy inside of you. You're going through what some of the masculines are going through with all of this clearing. And the Leo masculine that I've heard his story from Twinfinity, he is still out in the workflow, and he's still doing the same work, but there was a time when he was going through this where he actually had to take a minute from work. And so if you need to give yourself a break and give yourself permission to do that, that's not easy for Leos, I know, but sometimes we have to process these human emotions and take a human minute to let yourself have a moment of downtime. And that's not, again, not easy to do for, I have an Aries moon, so I don't, here I am on my one day off, trying to get all these readings done, and people in my life are like, would you slow down? No, I have to get these done. Consistency is key. Let me do my thing. But yeah, if you need a minute and you really have to take a minute, you know, take a day, take a half day, take some downtime, because you can process quickly, but give yourself that emotional support time that you need, because the universe is giving it to you. Make sure you're giving it to yourself. Okay. And again, feel free to chime in the comments if you would like to say anything and everything. I don't care if you need to vent, vent, but I can take a lot these days, but be nice. I'm a Pisces. I'm still sensitive. But yeah, please feel free to let me or whoever else in the comments know what you're going through at this moment. Trying to figure out which cards. Really, Archangel Michael cards. Okay, this is originally Doreen Virtue's Archangel Michael cards. Hay House had a sale, publisher of spiritual books, several years ago, and huge sale. And universe is like, get all the ones you want now. Well, then it turns out that Doreen stopped making her cards. I wonder if she's still making these or not, or allowing these to be printed. We've got some collector's items if you have any of these now, I'm sure. Wanted to pull a bunch more, but I'm going to start with these. Your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. Okay, so Leos are having a hard time with that. And look at whew, look at what else came out. Honor and trust your feelings. Leo is really having a hard time with that at the moment. It looks like intuition and trusting your feelings. We were just saying, take some time to honor your feelings. Whatever you're being guided to, this is your life's purpose, whatever it looks like for you. Yeah, you guys are going through it. So it does make sense that you're going through what some of the masculines have been going through, and some of you may identify as divine masculine as well. So when you're in that energy, it is harder to, like, total opposite. When I was just reading for Cancers before you, even the masculines who are Cancerians, I say they're one of the most feminine, internally feminine signs, even as men, because they're dealing with all the emotions of the moon, which is their ruling planet. So as Leo women, you're one of, hold a lot of the divine masculine energy yourselves, and that can be like, those Cancerian males can be very intuitive and in touch with their emotions, and they need a lot of time to sit and process in their own shells, in their own homes. The Leo women, on the flip side, can have a harder time trusting their intuition and their feelings, their yin side, their feminine side, because they are go, go, go. They are action, they are young, they are the sun, which is the most masculine planet, so to speak. It's your ruling planet. So yeah, it can be difficult to let that guard down, even inside of yourself, and let yourself process. But the universe is kind of pushing that to the forefront right now for you to process. So this is a time where you may not want to hear it, but and some of you might, but where your intuition is being honed if you allow these things, and it feels like they're going to push the feelings through you anyway. So your intuition is coming to the surface, and that actually does help you in the day-to-day work stuff. Some of the most successful people are guided by their intuition. So let that come in, because it's not just opening you up to seeing and feeling more, which can be very scary if you haven't allowed yourself to do that before. But it also does help you in your day-to-day life. And it is not always the most comfortable thing. I pushed it away for as much as I could, for as long as I could, being a Pisces, but and I pushed my life purpose away for a long time too. It was my dream job to be able to do this, but I kept going back to school and going back to school and going back to school, and hiding in a more main, even it was acupuncture in the end, hiding behind, degrees and certificates and all of that, and licenses. But yeah, you're going to be pushed to do what it is your soul came here to do. So the more you can surrender and release into that, trust your feelings, trust your intuition, the easier it will be to transition into your full self. And that could still, again, look like being in your day-to-day job that you've got. I feel like more often than not, Leos will be in kind of more mainstream energy, because you can hold it. You're ruled by the sun. You can transform and transmute like crazy. So who knows what's going to come out of that, but you're here to help the earth, as all light workers and twin flames. She's holding the globe. You're here to help, and you're here to help heal other people, even if that's through your own inner journey, because that makes a huge impact on the people around you, whether you're aware of it or not. So I'm going to leave this at this point for you, because those were some pretty powerful and poignant messages. I hope that this helps through the month of April. I will be coming on intermittently to, as I was saying in other readings, to hang out more online and to do some channeling readings and things like that. So I'll see you throughout the month, and I will see you in May. Have a gorgeous April, Leo.